Hi people, and welcome back to my channel. It's Tomi once again, and I hope you guys are doing great. So by the title, obviously you guys know that I am about to do a story time video. All my story times about guys have been very interesting. I do have a lot of stories to tell about the various people that I've been involved with, or I've liked, or I've dated, or anything like that. So if you guys want to hear more stories, let me know, because I have a plethora of stories that I could tell. But before I get into the story, I just want to welcome you guys back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, thank you guys so much for clicking on this video, and I hope you do subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. It'll just be awesome because you guys are awesome. If this is not your first time and you are one of my old subscribers, I want to thank you guys so much for coming back and supporting me. You two are awesome. And yeah, so let's get into the story time. So just a little background on the story before we get started. I did like this guy my freshman year. It was my freshman year, second semester, and I met him, and I just automatically, I liked him a lot. Like, he was really cool. I thought he was really cool. And you know, we got together, we started talking or whatever, and you know, it was getting to the point where it's like, you know, what are we? There was one day, it was like, I wasn't even the one asking the questions, you know what I'm saying? It was like one day we were talking and he was like, you're like a girlfriend to me. Like, I see you as my girlfriend. It's just that there's no name to it, but I really want us to be in a relationship, and I really want us to, I want you to be my girlfriend or whatever. I see you as my girlfriend, whatever. So the next day we talked. I asked no questions. He was like, I won't be in a relationship because, like, I just got out of one, and I don't want, you know, the commitment or whatever. You know, all that stupid stuff that guys say. I don't want the commitment, but I still like you. I still want to be with you, but I just can't commit right now. Now, stupidly enough, you guys won't believe this, I stayed. What? This was a point in time where I was stupid, where I was foolish, and I stayed. This was like March, April-ish of 2013. I will be honest, I really liked him, and I was waiting. I really wanted us to work, so I was waiting for something to happen that was never going to happen. Girls don't be like me. If he said he don't want that commitment, just move on. I was so stupid back then. I wish I would have known. Fast forward 2.5 years later, we're still together. I know you're like, what? You're like, what? 2.5 years? She waited 2.5 years? Yes, ma'am, I waited. Yes, sir, I waited. 2.5 years from the point where I started liking him and we were talking to our actually official first date. Oh my gosh, you're like, Tomi, 2.5 years between the time you guys met to the time of your first date. I know. It's as stupid as it sounds. Don't mind me, you know, I was young. I was 17, 18 at the time. I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, I'm only 2 years older, but I mean, I still ain't know what I was doing. Like in my previous video, my story time, where I talked about my horrible Tinder experience, which I will leave right here, I talked about how I would go out to the movies or whatever, but I would never, I don't consider going out to the movies as a date. Whether or not you pay, that's a friendly outing. That is not a date to me. That's for me, okay? So just to jump back a little bit, in April of last year, he did ask me out, but at that point I wasn't ready for a relationship. I just felt like, I didn't feel like if I went into that relationship, I would be getting what I wanted out of it. In July of last year, we started talking about, you know, I was like, you know what, we've never been on a first date, blah, blah. He was the one who brought up the date, because I've always been the type of person, I really want to spend time with you. I was talking about, you know what, let's go on a picnic, I'll cook or whatever, you know, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, okay, no, you know what, let's shift that picnic to another time. Let me take you out to dinner. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's really nice of you. And now, mind you, I was really excited. This was supposed to be my first ever official date in my life. And I was 20 at that time, my first date ever. So we planned it or whatever. We say I forgot what restaurant we were going to go to. I forget, Cheesecake Factory. We were gonna go to Cheesecake Factory, and he didn't have a car, so I would go pick him up. His car wasn't working at that point in time, so I was gonna go and pick him up, which I didn't mind. And I'm super excited. Like, I'm just like, oh my gosh, maybe this will be the point in time where we rebuild our relationship. We can talk, we can start to get along once again, and things can be like what they used to be when I was really happy. So here comes the day of the date. It was on a Thursday. Let me see if I can find the date because this is crucial. Because I know the week after that was when I went to California on a business trip. So it was July 23rd. July 23rd was the date that we decided that we were gonna go on our date, right? July 23rd. I was super excited. I couldn't sleep the night before because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go on my first date. First date. So come the day of the date, I had class that day, so I go to class for the day and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going on a date. I go to work telling my coworkers, I have a date today. I was super excited. You could tell on my face that I was just ecstatic that I was about to go on my first official date ever. First date ever, not even official, just first date. So come 6 o'clock, I just got out of work and I go to my car and I open the door and I sit down in my car. I get a text message and it says, I'm gonna need us to postpone this date. He didn't even say when. And I'm like, oh, really? Why? And then I'm like, no, nobody's gonna cancel my first date over a text message. Like, hell nah. You are not gonna cancel my first date over a text. That's not gonna happen. So I call this nigga up and I'm like, what you talking about? What you talking about you canceling this date? Excuse me. I am boiling at this point. I am so mad because I'm like, I've been so excited and blah, blah, blah. I'm so mad. And he was like, my boys just came over, so I'm gonna need us to cancel this date. And I'm like, your boys. Cool. I was mad. Like right now I'm pretty cool. Nah, I was mad. When I get really angry, I start to cry because I don't want to break stuff. Because when I was younger, I had anger issues. I used to throw stuff around. Whatever, that's another story. Why can't you tell your guys to do this another time? I'm supposed to be your first priority. Why can't you, this is supposed to be our first date. Why can't you just postpone your guys coming over? Why do your guys coming over have to do with us going out on our date? We're supposed to go on our date. We planned this, blah, 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 blah. And I was going on and on and on. And he just didn't give me a reason. Because I was so angry, I started crying. I was crying on the phone. Now, I don't care what anybody says talking about don't cry in front of a guy. I feel like if you've been together long enough and you guys understand each other enough, you can cry. So I cried on the phone and I was like, I can't believe you're doing this to me, that you would cancel our day over your guys coming over. Like, I can't believe you would do this. And he goes to say, your crying is annoying me. Stop crying. Why are you crying? Like, it's just a date. Did this nigga just say it's just a date? This was my first date. My first date, and he's talking about it's just a date. My first date, it was not just a date, you guys. This was my first date ever when I was 20. This was last year. I was so mad. I sat in the car when I was done and I cried. I literally cried my eyes out. My eyes were red and my eyes were swollen, and I couldn't go home because I didn't want my parents to know that I had been crying. I sat in my car and I really just thought, this nigga just said that it's just a date, and why am I crying? That my crying is annoying him. And I'm like, I really just can't believe this shit, that somebody would pick your guys before me. Now, I don't care what people say about bros before hoes. If it's our first date and you want to take me out and you're saying that you're really serious about us and you would ditch me over your guys, it just shows how unserious you really are. So you know what, I had a delivery to make that day. Now remember, I sew a little, so I had a delivery to make that day. I was gonna push the delivery till after our date because I felt like us spending time together was more important. Mind you, sewing is very, very, very important to me. So for me to push that back a little bit, that's gotta be a big deal. So it just so happens that the delivery that I was gonna make was actually where he was at. So he was at our friend's house and I was supposed to pick him up from our friend's house. The person I was supposed to make the delivery to was actually at their house, if you get what I'm saying. So, you know, I drive over and I make the delivery and I see like a lot of people going upstairs, and I call him. I'm like, hey, I have your stuff downstairs, come downstairs. So he comes downstairs and I wind down the window. I'm like, hey, what you doing? What's going on? He's like, oh yeah, I'm good. And I was like, oh, here you go, take your package. You know, here's your package. And I was like, oh, what's going on upstairs? What's going on upstairs? Like, how come there's so many people going upstairs? And you won't believe what this nigga said. He was like, oh, we're playing FIFA. F-I-F-A. Y'all know what that is? FIFA. You know what that is? A video game. Some guys may watch this video and be like, FIFA over girls any day. Not over me. Like, I understand there are certain points in time where when you play your FIFA, but not on my first date. Not the time that I'm supposed to spend with you. Not the time that we plan. So you guys wouldn't believe what this nigga disappeared over. He disappeared. He ditched me on my first date for FIFA. And that ain't some childish shit. I don't know what is. And I can say that that was the beginning of the end for both of us. Somebody who told me that he was trying to be serious ditched me for FIFA. And y'all wouldn't believe the stupid shit that happened after that. He never called to apologize until over a week later. What? And he couldn't even say he was sorry. He was like, yeah, I know I left. I didn't go on that date with you. I'm sorry. I just had a lot of stuff that was going on. I'm like, nigga, you was playing FIFA. That was the beginning of the end. Like, after that, that was just, it all went downhill. And was like, it took that to open my eyes to let me know that this nigga ain't serious. No, he was not. Girl. But yeah, that's the end of my story. I hope you guys enjoy this story time, and let me know what you guys think. That was really crazy. I do have other story times. Make sure to check them down in the description bar below. I have my Tinder story, which people seem to like a lot, and then I also have my side chick story. Let me know if you guys would like to see that side chick story where I tell the story from beginning to the end. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please make sure you do so before you leave. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed creating it for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. God bless. Bye.
I believe in angels.